Tell me a company secret that you can share because you don't work there anymore.
So at the post office, when they're sorting the packages, the clerks in the back, every single package will be physically thrown from the sorting table into these big, huge cages or these little tubs. Every single package. And when they sort them at the distribution centers, they all get physically thrown. So when customers get all upset and send in videos to the news companies and stuff, it's always of the mail carriers who are tossing packages up onto the porches or sliding them or pushing them with their foot or whatever. But what most customers don't know is that every single package will be thrown at least 3 to 4 times physically through the air before it reaches the doorstep. So that's one of the big secrets that they don't want us to talk about. But I don't work there anymore, so I don't care.
Did you know, working at Walmart, if someone comes and asks you where something is, and the associate, very much hints that they don't work in that area, and you persist and you tell them to go look in the back, or go ask a manager, 10 times out of 10, none of that's going to happen. We're just going to walk away and hope we don't see you again.
For part 7, we're talking about what's true and what's not based off of the TikTok comments. Someone said, I worked at Best Buy and that's 100% true. Another person said AT&T is one of the worst companies in existence. The bar one is absolutely false. We would lose our liquor license even if you would leave 90% of a bottle, it gets tossed. I work at 2 separate bars. It's absolutely false. We are way too lazy to pour Smirnoff into Grey Goose. Worked at Petco can confirm they let the fish die, especially, and if you lift the black lids, they're usually floating there. Same thing happens at PetSmart. Myself and 2 other people were stranded until we all 3 quit in the same week when we reported it. I worked for AT&T. Fraud is real, baby. They add lines without people knowing. Also, they add accessories like AirPods and stuff. It's so much, honestly. This one I just thought was interesting. When I worked at Disney Store, we used code words if someone had a seizure like Alice is going to Wonderland to our cast members. Or if someone was shoplifting, we'd say, Pete's at it again.
Tell me a company secret that you can share because you don't work there anymore.
I don't think this is too much of a secret, but I don't think most people understand that I used to work in retail for a big corporation that is very widely known for their jeans. They've been around since the 70s. But one thing people don't understand about retail stores and department stores is that there's no such thing as a sale. Everything is always on sale throughout the week, throughout the weekend. Nothing in the stores are ever hardly full price. So when you go into stores and they're saying, oh, save 30% off clearance items, one day only sale like Macy's, there's no such thing. They just want you to feel like you're getting a discount for products that are marked up higher for their actual retail value. So yeah, don't fall for it.
Alright, here's part 9. Any new machine at a casino is programmed to hit jackpots more than other machines, and other machines will get turned to hit less when they are advertising new machines. You can return anything back at Kohl's. A lady once returned her whole pregnancy wardrobe after the baby. An intern isn't running the social media account. No one would let an intern tweet for the entire company. You can return anything to Bath & Body Works. Even if you burnt the candle to a crisp, they have 100% satisfaction guarantee. Radio competitions are all rigged. Also the callers, it's the interns. Virtually no media organization has fact checkers. Target will never come after you for shoplifting until you reach an amount that comes up to a felony charge. I think I signed an NDA, got a check first. One skincare brand I work for knowingly sent millions of expired products to consumers because the distribution center forgot some boxes were there. If we discontinued the product, we could have lost $2.8 million, so there was an executive decision to still sell it.
Tell me a company secret that you can share because you don't work there anymore.
I used to work as a groundskeeper for a park. I'll honour their privacy, I won't say which park, but it turns out the ducks are free and you can take them home.
Okay, so this is definitely something that I can do a series on because I have all the stories, but can I get sued for like telling all the horrible things that happened to me when I worked in an establishment because, like, I'm not trying to do all that. But anyways, I don't think I can get sued, so we'll just keep the real name of this place and just continue to call it Crapplebee's. So anyways, one time at said Crapplebee's, I was working a double. I got there at like 10 a.m. to open the restaurant. People come in at 11. I don't know if it's the same for all restaurants, but like ours, from like 1 to 3, we were really slow. So we only had one server, one cook, and one bartender during that time period. So I'm working a double, so I'm that one server who's there, and you're not really supposed to eat during this time, because if a table walks in, like, it looks really gross, like their one server is just like sitting in the back eating. So you're not really supposed to be eating. So once the second shift servers come in, I can't really eat because that's when we're getting busy. So I didn't eat that day, and I mean, you can tell, like, I don't have a whole lot of extra weight on me. I'm like 105 pounds soaking wet. So I have to eat. Like, I'm anemic. Like, most people should eat 3 meals a day. I definitely have to eat food, you know? So anyways, I didn't eat, and it's like 6 p.m. and the second shift manager is like, well, since you worked a double, like, why don't you go take a little break? My little break was like 5 minutes long, keep in mind. Like, what am I gonna do in 5 minutes? So I go out back and I like try to get my head straight because, like, I'm frustrated, like, I've been here all day, I'm hungry. So I just like take a hit of somebody's cigarette because I was just like, give me that. Take a hit, go do my next table. And I go to this table, and it's like a bunch of teenage girls. And I like take their drink water, I walk away, and I literally black out and like hit the floor. My brother, who worked there at the time, was a host. He picked me up, and somebody else, I don't know if it was like a bartender or what, but they picked me up and carried me to a table. So anyways, I get to this table, and the manager comes out, second shift manager, comes out and is like, Becky, what's wrong? Like, what happened? I was like, I've been here all day. Like, I haven't eaten. Like, I didn't get to take a break other than 5 minutes. She's like, oh, okay, well, I'll get you some food. So she goes and gets me some water and a salad. Okay. Gets me a salad. And so I'm eating the salad, and then the server comes over and is like, hey, like, not trying to be like whatever, but like, we're getting really busy. Like, can you get back out there? Like, for part 2.
Tell me a company secret that you can share because you don't work there anymore.
When I was in high school, I worked at Five Guys, and everything they say about their stuff being fresh, never frozen, fresh produce coming in is 100% true. But the one thing that I cannot get past that they do is in the morning at the opening shift, so usually around like 8 or 9 in the morning, all of the bacon for the day is cooked. Not just for part of the day, no, the whole day until you close at 10 p.m., all of that bacon is cooked 12 hours beforehand, and it sits out, and it's not refrigerated, and it is crispy and gross. So the next time you go to Five Guys and want to spend an extra $2 on a bacon burger, please don't. That bacon was cooked at 9 in the morning.
Tell me a company secret that you can share because you don't work there anymore.
I used to work with a publisher that really likes to tout their LGBTQ inclusion, but for 15 years their offices did not have couches because the editor thought 2 men sitting on a couch was gay.
So I've been seeing this trend where people are talking about different company trends. And I definitely have one that's going to benefit all of the influencer girls that's been asking me to drop more tips. So before I started my PR agency, I actually worked as a PR manager and event specialist for Bloomingdale's. While working there, I learned that Bloomingdale's is a lot bigger than we think it is. There are 6 major departments, and my responsibility as an event specialist and PR manager was to pretty much create an event for each department once a month. It was just me and one other PR manager. We were overwhelmed and exhausted, and sometimes your creativity just runs thin because you have to do this so excessively, and you have to do it for 6 different departments. That's a lot. So this is where y'all come in. If you have the kind of brand that can align with Bloomingdale's, keyword, align, Bloomingdale's is not going to work with everyone who says they want to work with them. They don't have to work with everyone that says they want to work with them. It's Bloomingdale's. They're going to be Bloomingdale's regardless. So your brand needs to align. But if you can make that connection, an easy way to get shared visibility with a brand like Bloomingdale's is to just pitch an event to them. The easiest ones are going to be chefs and like cooking influencers. Most Bloomingdale's have a demo kitchen where you pretty much can cook whatever you want. Sometimes we would have like a sponsored wine that you would be able to partner with whatever it is you're cooking and host your own cooking class essentially. When I was at Bloomingdale's, we actually did a women's empowerment event. We did this event at the time with Nicole Lionel, who is the creator of NL The Label. We did this event with her and like a few other like major female influencers. All they did was talk about women in business, and we hosted this in like our clothing department. At the time, all of these women on our panel were just influencers. They didn't sell anything. They were just influencers. Fast forward, Nicole is now selling her items, I believe in Neiman's or Nordstrom's, I believe, one of those. My point is that Bloomingdale's needs help. Companies like this always could use extra help with your creativity and you just figuring out how to connect the dots so that they don't have to. Where you're going to benefit is now you can put a company like Bloomingdale's in your portfolio. Also, Bloomingdale's is going to take on the responsibility of handling all of the PR and marketing to promote this event because you're not going to be allowed to whenever you're attached to a company like Bloomingdale's. They have to be in charge of that. But this is always going to work in your favor because now you have brands with higher visibility looking at you. You're welcome.
Tell me a company secret that you can share because you don't work there anymore.
So I've literally been waiting for this to pop up. So I was a manager at Bath & Body Works, which I loved my job, but my manager was fucking psycho. However, those nifty little plugins that you guys like so much, the wallflowers, they're fine and dandy and great. But all of our stores had a White Barn store, which had a fake wood floor in it. And those would eat through the floor. If they broke open, we were to clean them right away. We had to clean them with gloves. And we could not touch the stuff that was in it. And that's what they're pumping full of their product and making you breathe. So, if you would like more Bath & Body Works bullshit secrets, I got a lot of them. I guess let me know.
Tell me a company secret that you can share because you don't work there anymore.
So I used to work at a hospital. Every day I would go into the patients' rooms and get the food that they wanted for the day. Certain cancer patients or people who were in the ICU often had a very difficult time eating. And something I noticed is that right before people were about to pass, they would crave something sweet. So I'd always ask them, do you want a milkshake? This was not on the menu, and the kitchen hated me for doing this. I'm not sure how it works with the pandemic, but this was one of the things that I did for my patients who were really struggling to eat and needed some comfort during their last hours. These were patients who sadly never had family visit and often passed away alone. Even if something's not on the menu, you can still request it.
So many people do exposing company secrets, and I'm like, I have a company I used to work for, and do I have some tea? So this company is a drugstore brand. Maybe getting bigger now, but wasn't too well known back in the day. I was an assistant manager. They had stores on the East Coast and the West Coast. I'm not going to say the name because I feel like it'll be too easy to figure out even if I give a knockoff name. But let's just say whenever people stumbled across the store or found it, they were shocked that like there was a store for this brand. When I worked for this company, I was a key holder, and then I worked my way up to an assistant manager, and I worked there for 2 years. During my time there, let's just say this company was a shit. Why I, amongst thousands of others, no longer work there is the real tea. It's the gem of the story. While I worked there, we got shipment every Tuesday religiously. We started not getting shipment for about 2 months. No shipment and no communication about why we were not receiving any shipment. One day we finally received shipment, and it's stacks of cardboard boxes, bubble wrap, and tape. We're all just pretty much confused because there had been talk about moving our location. We were inside of a mall. I think most of these stores were inside of malls. But there was talk about moving us to a different location. So we thought perhaps that's... So the next day, it's my day off. I'm at the gym. I get a call from my friend and manager. We were all super close, like a family there. And she's pretty much just like, dude, catch your breath, chill for a sec, because I have news. She then proceeds to tell me that not only our store, but all of the stores are going to be closing. And I was like shook by that. And she's like, yeah, and it's going to be happening tomorrow. I was completely shocked. I was standing on a treadmill, just bursting out in tears, thinking about how am I gonna pay rent? How am I gonna buy groceries? I haven't even had time to look or think about another job, another way of income. And just thought about like everyone I worked with. It just flashed in front of my eyes. I'm like, so-and-so is pregnant. I know so-and-so takes care of their entire family and they rely on this job. And it's just fucking gut-wrenching. So also they told my manager not to tell anyone else, not me, the assistant manager, not to tell any of the employees that they were going to be out of work in 24 hours. So of course, naturally, we told everyone. Like, not only was it wrong on the company's behalf to want to withhold that information that people are going to literally be fired tomorrow when they walk into work, but that they are going to be out of a job. Bullshit. So the day comes around and we knew that someone was going to be coming in, locking the doors and sitting us down. Sure enough, 12 o'clock comes around, lady walks in.
Tell me a company secret that you can share because you don't work there anymore.
So yeah, you might know me. Used to work up there. A few thousand years ago, I quit, and I did quit. I know that he likes to say he fired me. I quit. Seriously, I mean, just such a toxic environment. I mean, he is a narcissist. I mean, ego the size of the Tower of Babel, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, on to the secret that I can spill now that I don't work up there anymore. You don't want to work there. If heaven was actually an amazingly perfect place, do you think I would have walked away? I mean, I spend my days drinking Starbucks and binging Big Bang Theory while sometimes possessing Jim Bob down the road. Do you think that if heaven were even remotely fun, I would be here doing that? I mean, guys, come on. I showed you with Job what he's like. You're just not paying attention.
Here's a secret companies don't want you to know. Did you agree to the terms of service without actually reading it? Then go to this website. It will take you to this page where you can look up any company's terms of services and they'll highlight the most important parts. Let's put Apple for example, and we see they don't have that good of a grade. Follow for more.